اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما
very dear friends from the industry, media, and all of you who've joined us this morning. Technology as we know it is now plays a major part of our lives daily, particularly in the 21st century. It's been a challenging period over the last 2 years, and we have been convinced that reliable high-speed internet and the apps that rely on the internet is critical and now almost a utility. Let's take My Sujatra. If not for this particular app, we would not have been able to move about, get our vaccinations on time and at the right locations, or even continue to work from the office, home, or wherever else. My Sujatra kept us updated, saved, and helped us to stay well. That really is a very, very clear daily example of what the digital economy and the digital living will do for us. Thank you all for being here on this occasion, and without further ado, we are pleased in one voice to shout out, 5G is here for Keluarga Malaysia. Thank you. We've actually taken on a 10,000-meter journey. It's a race. It's going to be a long race run in a short time. We've done the first lap, or almost finishing the first lap, which is typically 400 meters, and we're on to this next lap. So we hope that we will soon give you all the opportunity to see us at the finish post. We are here to congratulate Unify Mobile, a subsidiary of Telekom Malaysia, and yes, the mobile broadband for YTL Communications, two of our well-known domestic telecommunications operators who have shown today foresight and spirit, willingness and courage to offer their customers the opportunity to experience the spectrum of 5G. Soon, all Malaysians will enjoy the power of 5G as the network is rolled out in most parts of Malaysia over the next 3 years, when we expect 5G to be available in 80% of the populated areas of the country. Together, Unify and YTL have almost 4.5 million subscribers, with an average monthly demand for data of some 40 to 50 gigabits per subscriber. That is a significant amount of demand. Both Unify and Yes committed to the proof of concept, and they are both trialing the 5G network with their customers ahead of commencing commercial services in April 2022. I would like to remind those of us here who might be a little younger than I am that Telekom Malaysia, or TM as it's now known, is the oldest Malaysian telecommunications provider, having commenced business in 1984. And when YTL, with Yes as its brand, commenced business in 2010, is the first all 4G mobile operator in Malaysia. So to speak, the oldest and the youngest in our midst. When DNB was given the mandate to roll out Malaysia's 5G network, the MCMC, our regulator, imposed extensive and strict fiberization requirements on the network. TM, as our strategic partner to fulfill this obligation, has proven to be very sound and very reliable. We would all commend you and recommend TM to your consideration if you need fiber. And I mean fiber without the natural oats. I take art from my TM counterpart, Imri Mokhtar, and unfortunately Imri has had to not be available here today as he had a slight accident with his back. Not sure what he was up to, but then. When he said at a recent interview that TM was ready to support the targeted 5G rollout, which would have obvious benefits to both micro-entrepreneurs in rural areas and new customers in urban areas. Indeed, he hits a nail on the head as he essentially describes the provision of more equitable access, not just for mobile network operators, but to all of us in Keluarga Malaysia. Between now and 31st March 2022, 5G services will be available for free to all mobile network operators. They are that have been integrated into the DNB network. What's more, operators that enter into the wholesale agreement before the end of March 2022 will be incentivized with free access to all additional capacity as sites go live in the period up to 31st March 2022. Now that 5G is available, we would encourage all mobile network operators to promote the accelerated adoption of 5G and offer affordable, attractively priced mobile data plans to their subscribers for 5G. Accelerated adoption will lead to increased turnover for yourselves, better profitability and cash flows, which in turn would all go well for each of the telcos, in particular their market capitalization of their shareholders. Speaking of customers, I'm encouraged to learn that the device ecosystem grows by the day, and as of right now, I understand there are more than 75 5G-enabled consumer devices in the market, with at least 50 immediately available at the stores or for online purchase. Ladies and gentlemen, DNB was established in March 2021. Our network equipment provider, Ericsson, was appointed in July, and some 6 months later, we are here now, ready to flip the proverbial switch to provide wholesale 5G capacity to all our customers. I would like to thank our colleagues for their very hard work in making this happen. They are among some 250 of my colleagues with enormous passion who have relied on their combined and individual skills to deliver reliable high-speed internet access and mobile broadband to all of us in Keluarga, Malaysia today. Question is, why are we doing this? We have known for some time now that the government is committed to growing Malaysia's digital economy. Even so, the digital economy was brought into sharp focus these last 2 years as much of the world had to resort to a virtual lifestyle and virtual living. The government sought to provide opportunities in the digital economy to as many Malaysians as possible, making actually a lot of incentives to encourage adoption of the digital economy. The digital economy will be a lifeless priceline for Keluarga Malaysia in the future. In establishing DNB back in March, the government allocated the company 5 crucial mandates to achieve. First, accelerate the deployment of 5G network in Malaysia, and I think we have achieved that with today's availability of 5G in certain areas of Putrajaya, Cyberjaya, and Kuala Lumpur. Second, to realize the potential of 5G, to spur economic activity. Ultimately, DNB's efforts to roll out 5G will definitely improve economic well-being of everyday Malaysians. True enough, a recent study on the economic benefits of a 5G single wholesale network by Ernst & Young, incidentally, that's my commercial break here, estimated 650 billion impact on GDP and 750,000 new and high-skilled jobs created over the next 9 years. Thirdly, bridge the urban digital divide. We believe, as Jeff Green once said, technology can be a great equalizer when it comes to healthcare in particular and education. To the point where all can get the same benefits, we believe we have just put into motion the ability for Malaysia to make this a reality. Fourth, avoid duplication and optimize the use of scarce resources. This is made possible, or has been made possible, with the adoption of the 3GPP standard compliant multi-operator core network, or MOCN as it is now known, which has now become a severe subject for discussion as to its effectiveness in Malaysia. We take comfort that we have proven its efficacy at a demonstration on 10th November, witnessed by none other than our beloved Minister for Multimedia and Communications, YB Tan Sri, Dato' Sri Panglima Haji Anwar Musa, when he experienced significantly higher download speeds than we are normally accustomed to. I understand that many of you might actually get the opportunity to experience these speeds in a live circumstances later this morning when you go through the sites in the vicinity of KLPAC. MOCN emphasizes the sharing of network and infrastructure to optimize scarce and very valuable national spectrum assets. It is the consolidation of infrastructure together with the pooling of 5G spectrum within a single entity that has facilitated and made possible for DNB to deliver wholesale 5G capacity to mobile network operators at a significantly lower cost than the current cost of delivering equivalent 4G capacity. It is our hope that these significant cost savings will be passed on in the form of more affordable prices to all your customers to encourage and accelerate 5G adoption by Keluarga Malaysia. We expect the lower cost of 5G capacity to promote service-based competition within the mobile telecommunications industry. We are pleased that DNB has stayed true its own principles and shined in our license condition and the ministerial direction in June this year. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last few months, we have engaged with the mobile network operators through joint industry work streams to ensure we satisfy the exacting demands for quality of service imposed on us by MCMC and demanded by the telcos. We take this opportunity to record our appreciation for their guidance to enable us to build a network that meets and hopefully will satisfy all of their expectations now and as we roll out the remaining, or as we run through the remaining 9,600, 700 meters that we have to do. The Multimedia and Communications Ministry, as well as the Ministry of Finance, both have been instrumental in empowering DNB to undertake much-needed imperative. Our thanks also to our regulator, the MCMC, whose support, guidance, and steady hand has kept us true to our key mandates. We will once again take this. Ensuring that Malaysia gets to enjoy 5G right now. Thank you as well to all the public agencies that have come together to drive the 5G agenda and build the communications of a digital Malaysia, foundations of a digital Malaysia. We would once again like to thank and congratulate TM and Unify and YES and YTL Communications for taking this first step to satisfy the inherent demand for 5G services by their customers, the young and the old. We now look forward to working with the entire telecommunications industry to deliver 5G services to Keluarga Malaysia throughout Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
Thank you. Yang Berasa, Professor Dr. Tariq Abdul Rahman, Commission Member, MCMC. Anjik Samsu Ishan, Director, Technology and Innovation, MCMC. The National and YTL Communications. Mr. David Hagabro, President, Ericsson Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and to launch the first nationwide all 4G network, because we believe in one thing. Network is supposed to transform lives, improve access to all, is key to help Malaysia leapfrog as a country from an economic standpoint. We are the first, and I'm proud to say as of today, still the only, having served the country for a good 16 years, it's time to say goodbye to 3G. Having said that, when it comes to YES, so long you connect to the YES network, to the extent that we provide high-quality, cost-effective access, we believe that that is the ultimate platform for Malaysia to do well as a country. Now, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. All of us got our masks on and so on. I'd like to perhaps talk about how our People's Network has stood up and helped the country during this difficult time. As you recall, around 20 months ago, that wasn't that long ago, we entered the first MC activity to learn from home safely. No one could have planned for this event. So what we did the right thing, working with our foundation team. This is from Tech Block, Tech ARP, and they analyzed all the plans for the pre-Harteen program, and there's only one plan on the chart. I don't need to tell you which one. It's 0 to... And this team's amazing effort. We are proud to say that we're inviting all Malaysians to experience 5G for real, in your hands. Don't read articles that we are first to enable 5G for Malaysia thanks to the great foundation built by DNB. And honestly speaking, we are here today for that one simple reason. Now, beyond partnership with DNB to provide really high quality pipe for Malaysia, we believe that 5G is a starting point of our journey. We have the who's and who's out there. Of course, Microsoft is here with us today. Thank you, Rahman. Prepare for today. And because of all this great work done by our colleagues at YTL Communications,
I'm confident that we are ready today. After this event, don't rush, just try to.
What I want to do is express my joy of working with the 250 colleagues as per Uncle Ralph, working supported by vendors to make this 5G available. With the great support for all the vendors and local partners, especially, I would like to appreciate my gratitude and appreciation for remaining so united on the purpose to accelerate 5G for Malaysia. This is my sole purpose of doing this, for making sure we can make 5G available to all. Now, going back, on the 10th of November, it was demonstrated, Morgan has highlighted, the technology.
Like me, I'm a technical guy telling you it's real. So normally you wait for a technical guy to tell you it's running, it's running. It's not sales talk, it's real. Okay? Let's first that in order to